Okay, guys, as promised, I said I was going to do a D4VD video. So we got some interesting updates from SF Investigates. He dropped some photos yesterday, last night, and then he dropped a very interesting document. And we reviewed that earlier. This is what our review was of it. So about 50 minutes ago, he dropped this David Burke's father petition. We're going to talk about that, right? But before we get there, we are going to talk about the receipt that he dropped 14 hours ago. Now, he says on December 31st, 2024, around 10 p.m., several people were at David's house. Although Celeste is not clearly visible in any of the photos from that evening, we believe she was present. The iPhone she had previously been pictured with appears to match the phone and case seen on the table, along with the Hello Kitty mug. Another photo, which appears to have been taken by David, shows what are likely Celeste's fingers on a bottle. The phone that is likely Celeste appears to be on the Wi-Fi settings screen and connected to the Wi-Fi network. Excuse me. So it says even though iPhone uses a private Wi-Fi address feature, the address remains fixated for a specific network, meaning it stays the same each time that device connects to that router. Hopefully, law enforcement investigators have reviewed the router logs to determine exactly when Celeste's phone and everyone else's phones were connected to the home's Wi-Fi network and compared that information against the statements each person provided about when they were at the house and who else was there, including Celeste. For example, if an individual in the photos, including these photos and many others, claimed they did not see Celeste or were not at the house, yet the router logs show their phone was connected to the Wi-Fi, that would raise serious questions. Yeah, I would agree. We cannot forget that Celeste or the justice we cannot forget about Celeste or the justice she deserves. It has now been more than 5 months and no charges have been filed. The last photo of Celeste is not from that night. It's from another time and meant to show her phone to compare with the phone on the table. Okay, so here are those photos. As y'all can see, Neo is right there, right there. Y'all can see that. I mean, he can't say he didn't know. What is that? Hello Kitty mug. Most likely Celeste is taking the photo and that is her phone. Look at that. Interesting. Wow, it's facing. David taking photo. Who is this girl right here? Who is that girl right there? That doesn't look like Hernandez. Or excuse me, not Hernandez, Herrera. It's Celeste Hernandez, and then there's Celeste Herrera. That doesn't really look like her, but okay. Let's keep going. There's that picture right there. This is just the photo there. Yeah, that's her phone. It's kind of hard though because it's like you can't really see the bottom of the phone. You see fingers right there. So yeah, it would lead me to believe that that's her. Unless it's D4VD's fingers, but I don't based on how this is positioned. Okay, so then David Burke's father filed a motion for a writ of habeas corpus, claiming that a summons ordering him to testify in California violates his due process rights. He lives in Texas. So David Burke's father filed a petition for a habeas corpus, claiming that a summons ordering him to testify in California violates his due process rights. He lives in Texas. The footnote in the California ruling states, the underlying case in the people of the state of California versus David Burke, the Court of Appeals denied the petition. Both the petition and the underlying case documents likely related to a failure to appear, similar to Neo's situation, are currently sealed as a motion for rehearing has been placed on the docket for February 24th. The footnote, the people of the state of California versus David Burke, is especially significant to me and could signal that we're getting closer to the beginning of justice for Celeste. Oh, Lord have mercy. The underlying case, oh wow, and they listed the case number. It says pending in the 506th District Court of the Waller County, Texas, the Honorable Gary W. Chancey presiding. So this is memorandum of opinion. So this is David's dad has filed a petition for writ. Interesting. It's about time, man. It's about time we get somewhere with this. Dang. Okay. Contending that the court trial ordering summons to testify in California violates due process. So it's the writ of habeas corpus, contending that the trial court ordering summons. You said, is David's dad in prison? No, I don't think so. It's a ordering to basically not be able to, I guess, be subpoenaed to testify. If I'm understanding this correctly, yeah. Contending that the court trial summoning him to testify in California violates his due process. And then it says on the bottom, that footnote is very telling. Now, is that CV, the underlying case, the people of the state of California versus David Burke, causes that David Burke, okay, that would be D4VD, causes the cost number CV 2602 0028A. Okay. So this is David Burke's dad filing a petition, basically saying that ordering him to testify in California violates his due process because he lives in Texas. That's what it says. I don't think he's in prison or anything like that. It just says that it violates his due process. It's crazy work. Thank you. Let me see. Hold up, y'all. I mean, listen, this is movement. I think it's great news. I don't know what would I do wonder about this, but I think we're getting ahead and people are being called to testify. And I mean, hopefully there's this move to justice for Celeste, right? So I wanted to show you guys that. And that literally, SF posted this. Well, he posted yesterday, 14 hours ago, on those photos and the Wi-Fi router. And then he posted 50 minutes ago this posting with the writ of habeas corpus. Okay. Hopefully we get there. You know what I mean? But he wasn't living in California when this happened on his tour. Yeah, but they could call you to testify. It doesn't matter where you live. Habeas corpus is for challenging the legal basis for a detention arrest. I don't understand why he's filing this. Because this is, and it's specific. It has his dad's name on it. First Liberties Podcast, one of our supporters and subscribers, made a comment, and First Liberties wanted to go a little bit further about what they felt that document basically meant. First Liberty says, I didn't get to respond earlier because I had a connection issue. Since California can't force Burke, which would be David's dad, D4VD's dad, to appear, Texas has to agree to send him off based on Texas law. And that's the basis for raising a due process violation. The burden is fairly low. As long as Texas has sufficient reason to believe that this is the right guy, not like anyone else that has that name, they would send him off. That petition, or the petition, was denied because the appellate court agrees it's the right guy and not inconsistent with Texas law. He can still raise the issue again in California, so don't expect this to start moving just yet. We still got a long way to go. Last D4VD video, the grand jury was called because the investigation was off to a bad start. It's not hopeless, but it's a rough start. So people are also speculating that here is because he has to testify either against D4VD or something like that. Listen, could be the case. Listen, we don't know. I think I know as much as y'all know. So interesting comment left by First Liberties Podcast. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What are your thoughts? Hopefully, we're getting there as far as reaching justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez, of course. I will see you guys later and see you guys on the next one. And thank you so much for being patient. Earlier, we did have to start and stop this live. There was so much going on in the morning. As I promised, I followed through with the video. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.